Good evening. Yeah,
Cassandra.
Kwaba.
Me just say.
Yeah, I
Mate.
guess that is it. And I'm a
Alright.
boy Obi DJ. Obi DJ na a cheat teacher. Bibi aboko there.
This one.
Me also
So,
watch a jersey. I
so
wanna.
last week, me can say the Abrocha
Men
Bagana.
are make a chill. Like you're dressed like winter has
Summer, this
come.
easy. And your hoodie ready to so
I
and
can't wear
now
you
a proper
cry.
partnership.
Yes, now your proper
Oh,
partnership, and of
sure.
course, that's what we're going to talk about. And I am super excited to be doing this with you. And I was talking to somebody in Nana Okase, reason why when we have a conversation, we bring it again and again is because Nipa Yareba ko yehu arefi. Ebia na partnership, what's it do? Unimu fa so.
That's it.
But Enya hit will say, it's the one most important thing I will be here. Me patrol last week, I personally I learned a lot. I went back, I learned a lot. I went back, I learned again, because maybe the walk kasana metro. It's more almost say video no sorry for them. But another I want us to, recap on
Yeah,
last
sure.
week. We looked at the benefits and then the risk. Me patrol, yambo so kakra, then we go to yebe continue
So,
and
that's the way University of Money have.
me na make catch. I can see a bit book na asa.
Wow, sure.
Ale.
Uti yanga by this time, start yanga what trouble.
Eh?
So you're the TA for national for us. In fact, last week I also had a couple of calls in my DMs. People were really interested.
Lovely.
And it's also, they were asking us whether we were going to repeat. So it's just miraculous. We are repeat. So
I'm happy.
to start with your car last week, if we are Sebi, nobody lives as an island.
No crap.
In whatever aspect of your life, and like you rightly said, at any point in time, you will be a cow. Now, nipa no be cow, no problem to say I dream pa or they ban I dream bonnet or they ban. So I started by telling you, say a car partnership is when two or more people come together for a mutual benefit. I would tie down my and say,
Yeah.
and I even extended it to say that it goes beyond the individuals, businesses partner, schools partner, institutions partner. Like it depends. Once you identify, so me here will be a man then that's where the partnership comes in. And I can say, having decided so me no be boom I be no man in yet trust. Say we are seeing.
Yeah.
So it is important to put stuff together to regularize the discussion now more. Oh, me person me ton way, also
Yeah.
ton way. Ya person ya boom na ye bibi. Yan tro bibi ka kran to na anti ase
Embrem.
because I refia na bibi besi sia sebio. Na de kasa aba emre pi no oh I madam for Cassandra me na kwa sorry.
Yeah.
O Cassandra da me na ye ju.
Yeah.
Nto be hu ana sebi. Ntawantawa ne ba sia na obi abisa se nti krata be na wo ho asebio. Yan hwe yi a na edi kasa bebre about
It's
partnership necessarily and no just be abeko yi. And there are different types of partnership at every level.
Yeah.
Obi wo ho a oba ama wa ye bibi for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year. Obi wo ho a forever and ever. So having decided say me hia mo no, the next thing say ehe na me kwa asa emo no beba. Nipa na ebeboa me no oye hwan.
Yeah.
Oye tinti oye tietia oye kokko na oye tuntum obi bia ne se a otene nia odeba
Yeah.
se ye dwumo eye local company na international company on nipa no kwa ne dia na oni ne wife na or partner. So all these things you have to clearly understand. So simply partnership is when two or more people, institutions, schools, whatever, at every point in our life. I told you last week, say we partner. Only Uber driver no more partner.
Ampa.
Or family call her Megisi na wetuya.
Ampa.
Only teacher more partner. By basic and semu pandia. It's about baby amaya. But let me keep this partnership as yes kasem.
Yes.
People join partnership at various levels for an objective. Obi wo ho a person company no extra. Inti ano there sub partnership is for expansion.
Yeah.
It is not for profit making. Even though profit in the bad for now no, I need to expand.
Wow.
Inti me wa Accra, Cassandra wo kofre dia.
Yes.
Ejuma na ya no me person me no year 1 or 2.
Yes.
You have the goodwill microphone ni mu. Say ni sentiment no year partnership a mimi network na expand.
Yes.
So endu ho no mu a kofredua market no me ntumi enko ho. So me nkwa me se mesa ko kofredua e bia na menim sa nimdie no. Menim connection no. Menim network nti e bia na makobre.
Yes.
So partnerships comes at different levels. And then we quickly mention say ade anepa mienu miensa eye die. Obiane si aye tete no dey offer. So there is a tendency say new maybe me baby aye tete me see a metia, see me, mano, and yes, I was so,
Yeah.
and it goes from the individual to the company.
Absolutely.
See, I want to know, son, I'll be running your company.
No cry.
We will be at that month, sorry, 9 o'clock, and then our company, so I will start at 9 a.m. We will sorry 5 a.m. until the company, sorry 5 a.m. So we move the individual personality type to the company,
business,
and then it extends like that. So there's an certain expectation. Because so will be a sabi only about ubu funtem. Now kopo obi nso anso sa na ote na eja na eja bo nsi na fire service.
Ebi asamba na mumie ni na mbuafu. No eja no yema no ko.
That is where you have to know so be air share so be yin kakra na edimi nyina a balance. So we'll talk deep about it.
Yes, we talked about the the benefits. You mentioned things like you said something like we in our part of the world, second generation business owners is up. And then you continued by saying, let me mention some of the benefits, kind, and then you can take it a bit through it. Yes. You said it's a strength. Some of the benefits of partnership are strength, networks, collaboration, and teamwork, sharing load, cross knowledge. I love the cross knowledge. Innovation, checks and balances, very, very important. Me say, me nyam bottle, but maybe I can say, my uncle. Every time I make say, which is a bad way for business, because idea was a 1 cent, because that 1 cent is the profit. Also, no, my uncle. So all of these checks and balances, I love them. Reduce waste, time management, resource allocation.
So having stuff on the resource allocation, especially about partnership, like I said, we were 10 cities. Most of me were 10 cities. Then you had the boom and I be 20. Now you are 20 bet to me, 10 end to me, so now that we have brought the money together, I bet someone says, 20 years the year there. What's the uncle to you and I found to be and I found to be. And then I so from the resource allocation, then it comes to a sense of accountability, responsibility, and time management. In the early 20, we share ideas. Or maybe fully say young for her, see the young for so all these discussions that you see, perspectives are very important in partnership. Now, when you do that, then you say, I tell you, maybe for say Sunday, say yes, sir, on a tremor, you have learned something that you don't know.
Yeah.
I said, we are saying you'll be an
yes.
So based on your experience, you man now you mean otonyo, you media juma. If you mean accountant, so be family say me share sick asem so ma.
Yes.
Me di nimdie bi eba. And also you share me na mana me to because I have been with you for a while, and then some will wrap off you. Now you move it to the strength. The strength is at the end of the day, no, baby, I mean to me, my weakness will be your strength. But you know, but inside there, and a bit hard. And then because of that, we're able to agree and say that ni ni say, and I ni say. You be caught in real way, you ain't call me. Me know your PCC and a business. Me or boy make kasa. If you many a mark kasa, a bebo, and I mean to me to you. Me to you now, dear, will born out the disca. But I'm a kasa, I mean to you, maybe about just so these are the nuances that I want to bring into perspective.
Yeah.
And remember, I spoke extensively about innovation. See, we are seeing one more example. Because was to see more restaurants, which you will be as a queue. You might think, say, Juma and Koso. But almost near the annual a dining chi, or one others. Others no more no mean I'm here dispatch rider or my friend. It's about 12 o'clock, but once my best is say mono back 30. Into the Tinahona Castle, Juma Radio Bianco. So, what is the partnership? Me to me, Fabian and Suamete and Kotema. But dispatch for hot bet to me, a quam or be a whatever. So, the dispatch is partnering for us to get there. So at every level, you need to have
98.9. In not to cut you, Uka a at 12 o'clock ubi coffee. There's a friend of mine that had a restaurant. Nana, when we say fried rice pan on banco for bar, I will watch it, go for bar watching. Oh no, start so you watching. But start so you watching, we say it's a feed, We say there's watching, and there's the one you do at home is never the same. It's a go back. We will fear unless I know. So he decided. I don't know. Me said your moya is so different and very tasty outside. So he decided to go to Auntie Mary. To Auntie Mary, you do one pot every day. Can you do it 2? I'll come and collect the 1 pot. And he sells it in his restaurant.
So identify say or not the weakness, no. And just want to mean about sell per se a young. So you partner somebody that brings. I also know joint as a kwa ebia omutuo Sundays ni yoma no more the account said we ba na benu bibi kakra when the bibi so
so but they are not necessarily the people cooking the
mutuo on aduano so on ton say be ensa na baby are conducive. So there we partner and then we do also. There are advantages, however the same advantages what done in say and also to the new baby. So like I said, for instance, I extensively spoke about second generation leadership. I am here because Ofa company will Italy are from Lacoste.
Yeah.
Ofa company from Samsung, Hisense, Nano. They started more than 50, 60 years ago. Even the company Nokia, Toyota, Nissan, but look at the innovation part of partnership.
Very true.
Toyota and your Munkwa car no more. It will surprise you that Kanye and your mono more. Company who for a year Kanye. It's a company they need their back, near their ship. Obviously, the air conditioner, but by any now, I see a friend in Twitter, but every part need to be a year. So at the end of the day, if you don't sit down and have a proper agreement to think, say, Jumana, you must say, you know, bioma, and then a busy. Say, be a touch man, as in incapacitation, you can get sick, you can die. The company can get to a level that if you are not in Indian, it be in hobby. If you are a baby, we need some strategic leadership, be seminars, we also have school one. What is the plan B? And yes, as a partnership and a business, there's no continuity. So you need to put in a certain succession plan. Who will be say now? Oh yeah, my name say confidentiality, especially my man. Oh yeah, you can't say me baby or fear, but sebi a damn baby or where. Young plus and a roofing ends. You get me? So what I'm trying to say is that have a proper plan for succession. So in your absence, in your incapacitation, we to me take that responsibility to continue. The partnerships have been there. Nipana all share Lacoste, and now Sanyo, and now Samsung system. No, start.
Yes, like 4 generations.
And you don't even need your name. The brand is there.
The brand is there. I like it.
Yes.
Yes.
So then you want to change because the partnership said Nyoma S. So the flip side is said Nyoma Viwa Sebi Enko. TRCS says is Siana Menu ya Bomu dear. Menkwami needs to take some decision. So your independence now is not for you alone.
Yes.
And you have to understand that I need to compromise.
Yes.
See, I'm a person, me, me, to me, me, crack here in the office. Me, about 9 o'clock. Now, we're about 6:30. Me, throw us, Madam Aden, a Jumayan in idea. Time I me pen and me back, until to me by hand. Oh, yes, sir. Because you are thinking your independence is more than obedience.
Important.
You are going to spoil them. So, here, understand that me know where you're born there. Compromise. You know, maybe what I'm pay, but I won't say what's I'm pay. And vice versa, and everyone also own pay, but you tolerate because you know you.
Okay.
And I like the example in the Bible during the days of Noah. Nkrofo nko hyehyehye mu. Abo bia wo ho.
Tutu.
Kraman wo ho. Odwan wo ho. Jata so wo ho. Jata no bom se a onyanka obere. But because we are protecting ourselves from the storm.
Because there's a vision.
The objective is so the Okasanya, the objective is here for profit. So it's not to ignore, but with time you get to realize a Nipano sana and the real until you come into real partnership, you don't know Cassandra and the
It's true.
Then you have to manage your emotions. So emotional intelligence. One share yama and call you'll be affecting the customer. The customer never Google food, and because of that, you can't grow. And I can assure you, there are a lot of issues. But because the customer doesn't care whether we are happy or we are fighting.
It means that we put the objective and that's the vision before our personal because if the vision is bigger than what we feel, like you said, you like to wake up at 9. I will come early. But then for the business, to me, you come pitch at 10. It doesn't really go well. Until you should not say, yes, okay, fine. Yes, for the business sake. Or 10 hour ban it affects business.
Sure.
So at least you make some adjustments.
Have you met people who said, in fact, we have consulted for people, okay, what the about 9, me about 6.
Yeah.
Until me about 4, weapon 8. So there are various ways.
Again, compromise.
So we are not necessarily ruling out some aspects of partner, but we are saying, how can you make the best out of the moment?
Yes.
So what they are saying.
Yes.
And then the same thing our partnership said, you should understand, say, a year, there will be instances where we have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Sometimes, again, sometimes your liability can affect your personal savings. It can affect your car. And I've seen partnerships your so you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Again, another difficulty of partnership is that if you don't have goal congruence,
Yeah.
me say menante also be play. So could do in tema. It will take me like 5 hours and something. You could have used that 5 hours to do something.
Okay.
But me say menante, I mean menante. So it would affect. We all have to agree on what we want to do.
Yeah.
Why we want to do
Why?
it. When we want to do it. Where we want to do it, and even who will do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you may decide so. Here you are, Kumasi. I got to now come. What me mean to Miss Roka. So, and then I'm not in the mood of that. Yet to come move. The car will not move. It's not that we don't have a car.
Yes.
But it won't move.
Someone has to.
That's so. Okay. Once you have a clear understanding of
objective,
and then you even have to give timelines. You know, when people say they are passion.
I like it.
Short, medium term, long term. So at any point in time, partnership is very good.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that there are some same things now, and if you don't manage it well, it can become
a difficult situation. The one thing that I have a few case studies which I would want us to look into. But before that, I want us to touch on the undermining of partners' input, because you're part of the world there, and who go school eduechi me man go school eduechi but Thai business na so kind business na chale ibi corner thing I don't know me na me pakpakpa niama who go school eduechi and as influence who sika but then the real clientele there is that thing of putting a person down and after most of the time and my partnerships basa it to the poor the two agree. The other thing is the two partners agree. Once they marry, then the other partner is telling now so if the two are not very very certain as to whose strength is helping water a say partnership.
So it's very important. And then sometimes you might not know you are doing it. But before you realize you have done it.
Yes.
Until we have to be very careful on the narrative. Maybe I said you, so what we are saying is that at any point in time, know that Nepano Tekuna or the Kahon. And then you don't know it all. Like I said, Utonyo.
Yeah.
But I will still do a distribution through airtime. What will we do? So let's understand the nuances and don't underestimate. Sorry
about that. Obi input. It's true. All right, Safi now do we feed to Happy 98.9. This is the Money Hub with Cassandra. Go on Facebook because we are live. And then Enkomono Eshasia last week. And Enkomo a year channel another series new film is to bring your mind to something. Adia we you be more. You haven't partnered with anybody. Your friend is saying, won't for what dream Emma will be. Now, the thing about doing it alone, just like me who's Harrison Ahorgba so me a bit lazy. Time I'm sorry, and what business no. Me you be catch me say me I've tried my business. I'm CEO. Now said you'll be a CEO of something. Me say, hey, Mr. Kai, or be a CEO of something. Some say, hey boy, CEOs are dorsal. Now they been kind of work from they been when we are say we are CEO. Partnerships are very, very solid. A to the beer partnership is what you need, and yet to the beer. In fact, for us to move as a nation, for you to move, partnership. So when you be a BB, it is very, very because and on strength, you cannot underestimate it. My guest Harrison Ahorgba, and we've done a bit of recap. But my main core, I personally did a bit of research just to understand what are the types of partnerships differently. Now, what are the pros and cons of it. So the first one, Hubert identified a highly skilled person but couldn't meet his salary demand of 1,500. So he had an agreement to pay a basic salary of 1,000, but give him an extra 10% contract executed. Contract executed, and it's been working perfectly. Now, this particular thing, I've seen it with is it Google? Google, what company? There's one company that as a staff member who shares room into Obana Uriya company name. It is still from your own money.
You chop your egg, Abby.
You are chopping your own egg. Now one also now only say ni sika wa no was no ria sika ne odia na uria. How does this particular one pan out in our part of the world?
So increasingly organizations are devising ways to involve individuals. First when you juma wa adwene se sebio mesumi ye bibi keke na time so na meko. But again in partnership we need you on board for our mutual benefit na obaye okwa be higher. So we are saying so okay yehwa to help you appreciate ejuma na ye ye no me no nyina ye nsa ewom ese ye nyina ye de na say ye nyina ya say me more a part of the company as a share.
Okay.
So now kind no say ye wo de a onim say nsa ewom mu a be so mu ye nti me 2,500 however no me ye ni say am for the next 1 year 2 year whatever no say oh yeah kwa so bibi kakra no open cry can reinvest it into the institution. Wow. So then you have a broader understanding say hey say me mia meni na me ye ni ye a me kwa menya bibi bebre and again say me corner me pay bioma I have 1% in the company which me their mommy wife which me their mommy ba which me their bibi then it gives you sincerely all the multinationals you see
yes
who share even banks in company kese e work around. There are people who are supporting our partners around Omu share because Omu the M1 kakra eba. At the end of the day, that partnership in terms of contribution, it can be money, intellectual property, it can be a network. I know a company, the partnership will say he refers people to you.
Okay.
Also per genius, so
okay. Referrals.
That is it. So I don't want us to be fixated as a partnership. There are a lot of things. So for this guy, he's smart. Me here bibi. Who will be? But a born or born
me to me afford it.
Ya met to me I know me the man ni aka no. You bet me afa kwa from so my yana. Okay. It can be anything.
Yeah.
Some come in the form of health insurance. Someone come in the form of transportation allowance. But but you should see yourself as a partner so that the sustainability of the business is also in your interest, even as an employee. Not because of your baby in Juma. So I said, you may be in Juma. We are secretary, we are driver. You are part of it. So that we would all be partners. Say we are driver. Yama car. Time I was all parking, own parking. Uko baby I was and yes, o drive a car ni basa. Car ni the enyo de my best. Esaya a back cow. Unya can MP. Won't you can I to me? And all I so and don't forget because can I say anything? The panel of Tom Fu and Ukran car of so you might not appreciate the impact of Nyoma workers.
Yeah.
So let's go into partnership with a clear mindset say you are going to contribute. So I like what Hubert did.
Absolutely. The flip side of Enona say people get greedy. And I wouldn't even say Enona men can see a part of the world alone. People get greedy. Yeah. Is it because, say, and also just like let's go back to the risks involved in partner. Yeah. Is it because you shut down fund to krata so and now you're part of the world, said that krata so send that krata so ebinum just because your fans or higher I'm the boss because there are times when obibe to me or gabibe to me I can say I can't afford this but I'll give you this. It drew so say ubenya we na oga pese osisi.
So greed usually comes from mistrust. Well, say Ujimi dina mistrust the American 98.9 FM. I say Hubert, so to me to me. But now me who say okay kese when I know that I can see that so that is where it comes. So on my side, you are sissimi. Into me so Nyansa kwambe so
is that where it's coming? So it's both ways. I was only looking at it from boss, no, but me who ni also will pick it up, no. Okay.
So at the end of the day, no, young kind of crema. Sikan business no enkoso. Young name himself enkoso. Let's be sincere.
It's true.
First night ton. Emo 10 bags. It's only 2. Until no one can to me the 8 bags scan a young to me into your bar. Mr. Abuma do AC.
Yes.
Young I do most by own office the AC. Then somebody feel like are you better than we or something? We really go there for they bring the money out. And say there I said okay. And I remember saw AC no work and most to office to talk parking yeah activation now I dance here on origin. So at the end of the day no the greed aspect comes in when somebody wants to outsmart, but it's not the best.
Oh my God. I hope you're learning. This time around, for paper and pen, natural. Yes, we're on Facebook. But you know the thing about writing. Mr. Harrison Ahorgba is a financial and investment expert. Last week I said it. Let me say it again. Me say, Papa, every time me were difficult, technical topic, I call him. Last week when we finished, I met Director Tim outside. And I was like, this man, the world should watch out for him. Me say, he doesn't bring you book knowledge, like young Konko. No. What was on crap paper? It's coming from within. Not only from his head, it's coming from within. It is so practical. As someone yaking, I don't know how I wish I could open my heart for you to know how passionate I am about this topic. Partnership. Menewo. You see this CEO I'm CEO. Yen fan to baby. Let's rather partner with someone. It to be a partnership now who come no umonkra wo kwakoye ne COO. Amobi awosoro. Why? Because of nipani knowledge. Why? Because of nipani strength. Enye de bia na wokoye CEO. Your business but uko rap partnership ni mo in a way no wo kofom. Ema nipa na basoro. Why? Because only dia na so no dia kavao. Na when you profit. I mean, why are we in business? Let me just ask you this question. Edian eco business mu akoye, enya profit.
Of course.
So, se wo be sisa wo din kakra no enya profit na.
So it's a very slippery discussion.
Yeah.
Like I said, if beer one is smarter. So most businesses have the potential to have been bigger and better.
Absolutely.
Then can someone that down.
Absolutely.
And if you bring it to the very level that I started with, say, school, the partnership was pursuing the Omania to your schools. Umia when a year, and himself who are baby mom dear, but it could have been better. So don't trivialize the opportunities of your mind, because say we are saying to me.
Just say to me.
I'm telling you, you know the console now. Mike no eyejume yi.
Yes.
Bankrofo no mo ye mic no nyom no mo ye headset. Nim dia de ye mic and headset totally different. But then you can boom, then you hear something beautiful. So I really would want us to appreciate what we are discussing. It should be taught and know that once a partnership, if we have an objective, it has to be achieved. How do we go about it? I have to compromise. I have to be consistent. I have to forgive. I have to let go. I have to keep learning. I have to be innovative. Always ask yourself, then I bet to me,
absolutely.
How can we do it better? Yes, and run and go ye. Then I yes, you. Sometimes to be on my mistake, but no marker. But it doesn't need to be like that. So, and let me give you this funny example. One football team, I said, "Ya show me mo bofu some bobo do
Debbie.
Ubufu crowd.
Obebo.
And most of the time, the microphobia will a team can cry last
season and then the next season.
So what is partnership? In the end of the day, want to be a defender until a Shemia and family.
Yeah. It's a teamwork. It's a team. My brother was saying some time ago, or Phil said, a baby, a young fan share, say, and he's saying it with all honesty because you could school, I call say exams, the guy you say, don't copy me, don't come close. 18 and no, na yadina, yasandia, inina, didn't I, menkwa, don't come near.
Not to cut you, but there's no transparency for most people. Yeah, called partnership. Okay, we know we are going to this. We could attend to this.
Yes.
Is that all? Could it have been 12? Could it have been 15? So, when the buyer cautiously, not the baby, but I could have exposed and said that me away, miss me away, and let's be sincere.
Absolutely.
But we know we call partnership, so say you per se poultry. Oh, what started personal to no will be a fan for our
those
so
are
the
some of the
issues, diversion of resources, in
yes.
so all these things and more. So you can see one person working so hard. So before you realize, the person will tell you, the job now could be almost about the same thing.
So it means that anyway, Mamindi Kakra, hold that thought. Like does that also need to come into the
no, of course,
the
agreement. Yes.
All right. And Komo is partnerships with the one and only Guru. Me say me friend Guru. And yes, me I pino me name ni America utia ebeboa. Now Harrison, let's go to what we were talking about. Near me see hold that thought no. Me part of my young boss then we go to the next case study na me nyaye no.
So what I was saying is at the end of the day, there's tendency for you to feel say who say but you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Sincerely. Again, it's about the objective I demand. Sometimes people feel say I would contribute because we both will not be visa. And then at the end of the day, we realize that it is eating the partnership up because there's no transparency.
Yeah.
And transparency is things go bad. It's normal.
Yeah.
Businesses go through a certain life cycle. Yes, start here, do baby, and I saturated. And that is even the more reason that at that time you did 98. Yes. So it is important to write all these nuances.
True.
Don't take anything for granted. True. You never know. And even like I said, a relationship, some decisions can be taken weekly, monthly, and daily. Let's just keep updating ourselves so that the dana will not come and eat us up when things change.
I would have loved to go to the next your friend is saying case study. But quite frankly, baby Awujinani is very solid.
Yeah.
And I like us to be frank because king about be a dream. Say, ye wonientia obi a partnership because nina nebi ne mami bi ye de ye no. And yes say or sorry ano so no de oni obi nshare bibi but it's because of ne we and especially in ye krom ha asemo king we have a lot of those. When you obi be share partnership ase wo designs wo na wo design ade no on no market ade Harrison be hwe no na wo designs ni nya na ne ya ne say na we feature wa no no so say
I've seen some. They just add a bit to make a copy companies or copy or color new baby. Well, so good. So what we are saying is that is the aspect of greed now. Like I'm saying, but let's be careful. Say sometimes those who do those things feel said they don't belong or they don't feel that their contribution is appreciated in the company.
Okay.
And we have seen.
So we need to check that.
So what they are saying, sincerely, it has even happened in churches. And churches that have broken a lot.
I know they are no credit.
So that tendency is that let's appreciate that we are human beings.
All right.
We are coming from various places with various expertise. But ultimately, I say we are doing this.
Yeah.
However, if there is the need for us to separate, we shouldn't bang the door so hard that when it locks and you are coming back and want to be.
Okay.
I have seen even our favorite business mogul, our friend Steve Jobs, was starting with Apple company. He went through a stage where
absolutely he lost it. Yeah.
Then he came back. Imagine Sebi, if he didn't come back stronger and better. He still believed in the vision.
Yes.
Me no bet me started baby and cause we baby I don't know. We did not understand. There were no proper resources, whatever. We'll separate nicely. If you are coming back, we are coming back better informed, better position with a better network, better resources. So don't cut it say, me no ye be anko ye. If you are tom emo anko ye, but no dress your tone so anko ye. But then always be very objective. Say, don't go in with the mindset say ukosisi obi. And I've seen it a lot. Nepa no all bano on say
sharp with you know. I know.
Into only can mind me baby I was say me kono. And all it doesn't help. We want businesses to grow beyond discussions now so that ultimately your man will also benefit from it and we can have second, third and fourth generational leaders. And yes sir, one day out there the NCC you create a name GDA name there are no sense of urgency and respect until you lose everything. So why did you even start in the first place?
Wow. But ultimately, partnership is the way to go.
It is.
It is in order for you to get moved from here to there, you need to take transport. The fact that what is will be any accident doesn't mean you are going to neglect the mode of transportation. It is still the only way that our businesses in Ghana can see it to next generation.
I won't lie to you.
No,
just mention one business about to make I said BBB or no. Even if Sebio, Oton, so packaging the crowd, contain and
yes.
Obi na be fan so if you workshop or your warehouse to the store. So if you appreciate the relationships and the interdependencies of
and I like the way appreciate. We have a lot more case studies, and I know you are going to go in depth and Yemrene and so I love the fact that it's a series. I hope you have learned something. Listen, you need to send this video to as many people as possible. Yes, you've been bitten before. Yes, obi by tail when a nebi into a catch that was a man you be on your business. Yes, it is a. But the honest truth ne say, if insure for you be da, and now I don't for be da, and the only mode of transportation from you to get from your village to the next village, ube change you. Then you have no choice. And that is how important partnership is. We have no choice. So small CEO na adoso. Obiaton sobolo, sobolo ni different. But one person amongst the 10 of us does the sobolo so well. So why not let him or her continue to do it, and the rest, the 9 of us, use our strength to make that same sobolo go international. Soon, the one sobolo is bringing dollars to all 9 of us. Instead of us 10 doing different same sobolo but different branding ko ya chia obinsu ni market ono so osimi sobolo. Listen, partnership is the way to go. I'm sure so by the time we CVC, we will have a lot of those are the testimonies that I love to hear. There are a lot more case studies that we're going to go into next week, and we will be wrapping up in subsequent weeks on how to actually firm some of the, fine-tune some of the niyama here in a partnership agreement. Just so that, just like Harrison Kind, don't close the door so hard that will be into Minko. Make it a bit in a such a way, just like any contract, there's an exit plan. But then most importantly, put your mind to it, say, let's all make it work. Don't get greedy, by the way. I hope you learned something today.
Like and subscribe and click on the notification. Happy FM, Nimdie, Happy FM, and Nijenkwa.